What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and I'm getting into character here for my up close and personal moment. This is happening. I won't do the whole review like that. In case you're blind, I leaned completely forward into my camera. I have no idea what it looks like, but it should look weird and effective enough. So yeah, I'm still giving my tribute to Robert Redford. I've already done a couple films of his, and I wanted to do one that I've already seen and I really enjoyed. I actually love Up Close and Personal. I do. I'm sorry. I'm cheesy. If you want to know how your kid is either never going to play sports, gay, or will be into movies, if they're 13 and they're in love with Up Close and Personal, heads up, because that's how old I was with this movie. Like, not target demographic at all. And Up Close and Personal has been with me the whole time. So I did not watch this with audio description. I'm sorry, I'm being a bad blind person, but also I own this on DVD, and it's not my fault that there was no audio description on the DVD. It's one of those interesting things that when you're blind and you have like you own all these movies, and then you lose your vision, and you're like, fuck, all these things are so inaccessible to me. Damn, what the? And you're like, DVDs? You can have multiple audio tracks and why aren't you putting them on there? So yeah, I just have this movie and it doesn't have anything on it. So this is Robert Redford and Michelle Pfeiffer. It's really Michelle Pfeiffer's movie. She's really the lead, but the whole reason we're here is because of Robert Redford. And it's the film that we got Diane Warren, Celine Dion, for all the times you stood by me, for all the truth that you made me see. And just in case you didn't pick up on the song the first time they play it in its entirety in the middle of the movie, it's also the song for the credits. So what a flex. They're like, well, we paid for it, so we might as well. It's the original song for this movie. We're gonna play it twice. we're gonna use it for a montage in the middle of the movie, and we're also gonna use it at the end during credits. So you get to hear that song full out twice if you stay through the credits. So it's a film about reporting and journalism. So Michelle Pfeiffer plays Tally Atwater, real name Sally, but she's having a little bit of a crisis. And Robert Redford's character, who, by the way, some of these names are excellent. Now that I'm older and I'm revisiting things, I love revisiting things that I love and being like, oh my God, that's so cheesy. Now I know why it has like a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. So his name is War and Justice. I'm like, fuck you. And it's funny because I've never thought about it or picked up on it yet. But they just say it like it's a thing. Like that's his real name that he was born with. Not that he chose it for journalistic purposes, but that he was actually born with the name War and Justice. Come on. Anyway, so he's a longtime TV reporter / producer who used to be bigger in the day, and now he works down in Miami, and Tally sends in her audition tape, and then she ends up working in Miami, and she's very green, and he ends up mentoring her, and they fall in love because he's hot, and she's young and cute, and it's one of those movies. It's a romantic drama. It's not meant to be a deep dive into journalistic integrity, although we do get like brief glimpses of that. I love how Stockard Channing comes into the film, and she's just like this like long-term female reporter who just has like zero personality, but she takes her job super seriously, and she's very educated, and everything Tally's not. And Tally's just threatened by her. But really it's Dr. Channing who's threatened by her and her youth. And guess who wins? Well, someone's the lead of the movie, so someone is going to be moving up close and personal. So, yeah, this is, if you're trying to revisit Robert Redford movies, I don't think this is going to be your first choice unless you're awesome and you're like me and you're like, wait a minute. Robert Redford made this movie and he was really good in it. And he's charming and he's sexy and he is all the things that he needs to be in this movie for Michelle Pfeiffer, who is also quite lovely in this movie and made me think, why don't we see Michelle Pfeiffer a lot more now? I hate how it is this thing that we do. And I know that like Jamie Lee Curtis is having a little bit of a resurgence and she's talked about how that she doesn't know she's going to work for the rest of her life because she wants to quit Hollywood before Hollywood quits her. That's valid because she looks around at some of her contemporaries, people like Michelle Pfeiffer, Melanie Griffith, and some of those people. It's like, where the fuck did they go? Like, where are they? Why aren't we seeing them on the regular basis? And then when we do see them, they're in awful movies. Like you see like Susan Sarandon in, what was it, that Fabulous Four, and Diane Keaton can't seem to get a good script to save her life. Seriously, if it was up to, if Diane Keaton's life actually depended on her ability to get a good script, she would be dead. Like, just from lack of scripts being handed her. Everything that she's been handed in the last 10 years, all those people should be punched in the face. Every single person who's handed her any script in the last 10 years, it's been terrible. I hate all of you. Not one thing has Diane Keaton done that has been memorable or worth anybody's time. It's just all a whole bunch of shitty films. She is an Academy Award winning actress, and she can't get anything more than Brady, 80 for Brady, or Summer Camp, or what was that awful body swap movie that she was in? She just keeps getting the worst fucking movies. So when I wonder about like, where's Michelle Pfeiffer, the last thing I remember her in was First Ladies, where she was actually pretty good because she got to play Betty Ford and she did a really good job with it. And I'm like, well, at least she got a good role. She may not be working like as much, but at least she found something that worked. Anyway, I adore this movie. You don't have to, it's okay. But we're sitting here talking about Robert Redford because of his recent passing and sitting here going through all of his films. And I did the important one, which was Ordinary People. Did that. So when he won the Oscar for Best Director, then I transitioned into films I had never seen before, which there are films I could see. But I did the ones that were just floating on streaming services and I didn't have to pay for. It didn't have audio description, so why would I pay for something that doesn't have audio description? So Great Waldo Pepper and Jeremiah Johnson. Now I'm up close and personal, and I owned it, so it was like, well, I'm not spending any money, and why? I've seen this movie. I wouldn't call this a desert island movie. I do that thing where if I love a movie enough that I would take it to a desert island, it's close. It's like the level right before. It's like, how many movies can I take to the desert island? And then maybe I would go through. Like, I have a feeling I have my core list of desert island movies, but then if it turns out they're like, oh, you can actually take like 150 more movies. I'd be like, oh, well, let me take another look. Let me take another pass. Maybe I would take Up Close and Personal, I love that they work for a network called IBS, and everybody was perfectly okay with this in 1996. Like, this was a thing. Nobody thought that maybe having a network called IBS was going to be a problem. So now everybody works for IBS. Tally has IBS in her blood. Guys, it's a thing that happens in this movie. It's kind of predictable, kind of feels like where it's going, but I don't know. Maybe maybe I love sappy sentiment, sentimental, melodramatic, romantic dramas. I have no idea. But whatever it is, up close and personal works on me. I love the song Celine Dion's "Because I Love You," because you love me. Sorry, because you love me. I love the song, and the film does move them pretty quickly through. She's got to like move to the top pretty quickly. Everything happens at a kind of a rapid pace for her. They don't spend a whole lot of time developing, which is why I'm saying this is not a journalism film. It's a romantic drama. Focus on that. Focus on the relationship between these two. And, you know, yeah, Redford is not presented as being the most easy to get along with guy in the beginning, but then, you know, Tally wears him down, you know, and he becomes warmer and friendlier and kinder, and then they, you know, get up close and personal. So, yeah, this is, I guess this is my time to be able to sit down and say, and put a grade on Up Close and Personal, and put it out there to the world and say, you know what, guys, everybody hates this movie except me. So I get to put a stamp on it and say, you know, that 30% it has on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm going to be part of that 30% that said fresh. And I'm not just going to go slightly fresh. I'm going to go pretty heavily fresh, because rewatchability is a huge factor. And over the course of its lifetime, it's somewhere between 5 and 7, I would say, times I've seen this movie. I mean, I own it. So I remember seeing it back in 1996 when it first came out. It's almost the 30th anniversary, but it's not quite. So I'm going to give Up Close and Personal an 8.2 out of 10. I adore this, and I think you will too. If you haven't seen it and you like Robert Redford, he is gorgeous in this. He's everything. This film highlights him very well. It just knows how to cast him as the smart, wise guy who just offers a lot of guidance and assistance and smiling, and you know, being out under the sun at a beach. I mean, they're in Miami for like most of this movie. It's a lovely, beautiful place. And it has some serious moments to it. And I don't know, I like this movie. I think it works. And whatever. Who cares? Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the other side.